Connor McDavid will dust it off. A pirouette, a shot. He scores! What a goal! Connor McDavid! Broken up, and look at the speed. McDavid in! Connor McDavid, a beauty! And Edmonton straight.
When people think of the face of hockey, Connor McDavid is at the top of the list. However, before the awards and all the All-Star nominations, he started as a junior hockey player with dreams. His journey to the NHL started at the age of 15, where he started playing for the Erie Otters. While playing for the Otters, he racked up 97 goals and 188 assists for a total of 285 points in his junior hockey career. His international career would start with a bang as well, winning gold medal with Team Canada on the U18 team in the 2013 U18 World Tournament, as well as winning tournament MVP. To end off his junior career, he would win CHL Player of the Year and OHL MVP.
Oilers would like to select with their first pick from the Erie Otters, Connor McDavid.
In the 2015 NHL Draft, the Edmonton Oilers would select him with the first overall pick, which they got by winning the draft lottery. At only just 19 years old, he was starting for an NHL roster.
McDavid starts back shorthanded. McDavid going wide. Here's McDavid with a shot up high. Northern wins the save, and then everybody crashes into the end boards. Manning. And McDavid.
His rookie season would be cut short due to an injury, but he would get 16 goals and 32 assists for a total of 48 points. He would finish third in Calder Trophy voting, aka the Rookie of the Year race. At the age of 20, he became the youngest player ever to be named the captain of his team. The 2016-2017 season would cement himself as the face of the league. He did that by scoring 30 goals and racking up 70 assists for a total of 100 points. The first 100-point season in his career. These earned him the Hart Trophy, League MVP, Art Ross Trophy, Most Points in the Season, and the Ted Lindsay Award, Outstanding Regular Season Play. The Oilers would play the San Jose Sharks in the playoffs in the first round and would win the series 4-2. But in the next round, they would lose to the Anaheim Ducks in Game 7. He would have 5 goals and 4 assists for a total of 9 points. In the 2017 offseason, he was put on the cover of NHL 18, the hockey video game series by EA. He would also get an 8-year extension worth $100 million. This would be money well spent, as during the season, he would have a better season stat-wise, with 41 goals and 67 assists for a total of 108 points. This led him to winning back-to-back Art Ross and Ted Lindsay Awards. This was the first time a player this young won back-to-back Art Ross trophies. He would end up finishing 5th in the Hart Trophy voting, with Taylor Hall named the winner. He had another jump in production for the 2018-2019 season, with him getting 41 goals and 75 points for a total of 116 points, but would only earn an All-Star team selection. The 2019-2020 season would be a step back for McDavid, as he would have 34 goals and 63 assists for a total of 97 points. But the season would take a turn for the strange, as COVID-19 would delay the start of the playoffs to August. While they would play a playoff game at home in Rogers Place, there'd be no fans, and it might have been for the best, as they would lose to the Chicago Blackhawks 3-1 in the series. McDavid had 5 goals and 4 assists during the series. The 2020-2021 season would also be a strange one, as every Canadian team would be placed in the same division due to travel restrictions and a shorter schedule cut to just 56 games. This didn't stop McDavid, as he would have 33 goals and 75 assists, which would bring him back to over 100 points on the season with a total of 105. However, the playoffs would be a disappointment for the Oilers, losing to the underdog Winnipeg Jets 4-0 in the series. McDavid only had 1 goal and 3 assists for a total of 4 points, which was the worst of his career up to that point. He would win the Hart Trophy, Art Ross Trophy, Ted Lindsay Award, and be named to the All-Star, but many people started to believe that he wasn't a good performer when it comes to the playoffs. The 2021-2022 season would be a bounce-back year for him, as he ended with 44 goals and 79 assists, as he would win the Art Ross Trophy, the leading league in points with 123. During the playoffs, he racked up 10 goals, 23 assists for 33 points, en route to the Western Conference Final, where the Oilers would fall 4-0 to the eventual Stanley Cup champion, Colorado Avalanche. For McDavid, his 33 points in 16 games would be the most by a single player since Mario Lemieux in 1991 with 41 points. His 2022-2023 season will go down as the best season of his career so far, scoring 64 goals, 89 assists, and a whopping 153 points. This would earn him almost every award under the sun: the Ted Lindsay Award, which would be his 4th, Art Ross, his 5th, and his 1st Maurice Richard Trophy for most goals in a season, and his 3rd Hart Trophy as league MVP. In the playoffs, the Oilers would take on the LA Kings, winning the series 4-2, with McDavid having 10 points in the series. But bad luck would strike the Oilers again, as they would lose to another eventual Stanley Cup champion, the Vegas Golden Knights, 4-2 in the series. Another year of a great season, but disappointing playoffs. Was it really McDavid's fault? Well, not really, as McDavid had 5 goals and 15 assists for a total of 20 points in the series. During the 2023-2024 season, he would score 32 goals with a career-high 100 assists for a total of 132 points. The goals scored would be the lowest of his career, but would have the highest assist of his career. During the 2024 playoffs, the Oilers would reach the Stanley Cup Final, their first appearance since the 2006 final, and would play the Florida Panthers. While Florida got off to a 3-0 series start, the Oilers would win 3 in a row, forcing a Game 7. Sadly, the momentum wasn't enough, as Florida would win 2-1 in Game 7, winning their first Stanley Cup. McDavid would win the Conn Smythe Trophy, the Finals MVP, which is the first player to win on the losing side since 2003. The 2024 season would end in having 26 goals and 74 assists with 100 points, making it the 8th time in his career he would have a 100-point season. One of his defining moments of that season was his game-winning goal against the United States in overtime 3-2 in the Four Nation Faceoff, which was the first time in 10 years to have a best-on-best international hockey tournament. The Oilers would reach the Stanley Cup Final again in a rematch with the Florida Panthers. The Oilers were predicted to be an even team with the Panthers, but they performed worse as they lost in Game 6 4-2 in the series. McDavid would finish 7 goals with 26 assists and 33 points for the playoffs.
Up in just a few weeks, Milan Cortina. Here's a look at the first 6 players that have already been named to the Canadian Olympic team.
On December 31st, 2025, Team Canada announced their roster for the 2026 Winter Olympics, and one of the names that was announced was Connor McDavid, and it was a no-brainer, as during the tournament he had 2 goals and 11 assists for 13 points. This would be overshadowed by his gold medal game, in which many questioned some of his shots he took during the game. And while many point to Hellebuck's performance, many cited Canada's missed opportunities while maintaining possession. The game ended in a classic moment with Jack Hughes' overtime goal. Questions again came about McDavid not winning the big one, but he did win tournament MVP, but many people said Connor Hellebuck should have been named instead. Connor McDavid still has a lot left in his career. Many great players don't win a Stanley Cup until the twilight years, including Ray Bourque, Alex Ovechkin, Teemu Selanne, and Paul Coffey. Connor McDavid is a one-in-a-generation type player, so we never see a player of his caliber ever again.